Why would families worth hundreds of billions refuse to be photographed with their wealth, while Elon Musk openly shares he wants to buy Twitter for $44 billion? The answer reveals a hidden war between two completely different types of billionaires. And understanding this divide explains why some of the world's richest people still can't get invited to certain parties, no matter how much money they have. Welcome to the ultimate clash between old money and new money billionaires, where the rules of wealth are completely different and the stakes are higher than you think. But first, let's get clear on what we're actually talking about. When we say old money, we're referring to wealth that's been passed down through generations. Typically families who've been rich for at least 50 to 100 years or more. Think inherited fortunes from oil, steel, railroads, banking, or land ownership. These are dynasties built over centuries. New money, on the other hand, refers to first-generation wealth. People who built their fortunes themselves, usually within their own lifetime. Think tech entrepreneurs, self-made business moguls, or anyone who went from middle class or poor to billionaire status. Here are the key differences that define these two worlds. Old money prioritizes preservation and privacy. They want to keep wealth in the family and avoid public attention. New money prioritizes growth and recognition. They want to build bigger and be seen doing it. Old money follows established social rules and traditions. New money breaks rules and creates new ones. Now, let me show you exactly how these differences play out in the real world, and why they create such a fascinating divide among the ultra-wealthy. Meet the Mars family. You know their products, M&Ms, Snickers, Twix, but you've probably never seen their faces. Worth $134 billion, they're richer than Elon Musk was before he bought Twitter, yet they live by a family motto. The outside world has no business knowing about the inner workings of the Mars family. No interviews, no social media, no flashy displays of wealth. Now contrast that with Mark Zuckerberg sharing on his Instagram his wife's anniversary, or Elon Musk tweeting about his latest purchase. Same wealth tier, completely different universes. This is the fundamental difference between old money and new money billionaires, and it goes way deeper than you think. Old money families didn't just inherit wealth, they inherited an entire operating system for how to be rich. Take the Walton family, worth a staggering $160 billion from Walmart. Jim Walton, one of the heirs, drives a 15-year-old pickup truck and shops at his own Walmart stores. The Koch family, worth $116 billion, has a family constitution that's literally longer than some countries' constitutions. It dictates everything from how family members should behave in public to how the money should be invested. The Rothschild family, with an estimated wealth that some say could be over $400 billion when you count all branches, doesn't just own banks. They've been advisors to governments for over 200 years. That's the kind of power money can't buy overnight. Now, let's talk about the new money billionaires, and why they drive the old money families absolutely crazy. Jeff Bezos spent $42 million on a clock that's designed to run for 10,000 years. Elon Musk bought Twitter for $44 billion, partly because he was annoyed with their content policies. New money billionaires operate on what we could call disruption thinking. They made their fortunes by breaking rules, challenging systems, and moving fast. Jeff Bezos didn't become the world's richest person by following traditional business wisdom. He did it by losing money for years while building something no one understood. This creates a completely different relationship with wealth. When you've made billions by taking massive risks, spending $500 million on a yacht doesn't feel reckless. It feels like Tuesday. Mark Cuban once said, "I buy what I want, when I want it, because I can." But here's where it gets really interesting. The social dynamics between these two worlds. old money families have something new money billionaires desperately want but can't buy: acceptance into what's called the establishment. These are exclusive clubs, private schools, and social circles that have existed for generations. Harvard might accept your donation, but that doesn't mean the secret societies will accept your children. Meanwhile, new money billionaires have created their own power structures that completely bypass the old establishment. When Elon Musk tweets, "Global markets move," when Jeff Bezos makes a business decision, entire industries shift. They don't need to be invited to the right parties because they're creating their own parties, and everyone wants to attend. But perhaps the most fascinating difference is how these two groups think about the future. Old money families plan in centuries. The European banking families have been wealthy for 400 plus years and expect to be wealthy for 400 more. They invest in land, art, and institutions because these things last. The Rothschild family owns some of the most valuable vineyards in the world, not because wine is the best investment, but because people will always want to drink, and the best vineyards are irreplaceable. New money billionaires plan in decades, maybe. They're betting on technologies that might not exist in 50 years. Elon Musk is spending billions trying to get to Mars. Bill Gates is trying to solve malaria. Mark Zuckerberg is betting the future is virtual reality. These are moonshots that could either change humanity or disappear completely. Here's the plot twist that nobody talks about. New money is winning. In 1982, the Forbes 400 list was dominated by old money families. Oil, steel, railroads, inherited wealth. Today, 70% of the Forbes 400 is self-made new money. Technology has created wealth faster than inheritance ever could. So here's the ultimate question. Which approach is actually better? Old money preserves wealth across generations but rarely creates breakthrough innovations. New money creates world-changing companies but struggles to build lasting dynasties. Maybe the real answer is that we need both. The war between old money and new money isn't really about money at all. It's about two completely different philosophies of power, legacy, and what it means to be wealthy in the first place. What do you think? Would you rather inherit a billion-dollar dynasty or build your own empire from scratch? Let me know in the comments. And again, thank you for watching.